Today we're going to crochet this quick and easy head warmer. I'm Rose and welcome to my channel. To make the head warmer, I'm using I Like Big Yarn by Lion Brand Yarns, and it's in the Aster color. You will need a crochet hook. I'm using 15.75 millimeters, a pair of scissors, a needle. I would suggest maybe the wool needles. I got these at Hobby Lobby, but this has a bigger loop for the bigger yarn, a measuring tape, and a place marker. To start the hat, we're going to make a slip knot, and this head warmer needs to be worked. For the linen stitch, we need to have an odd number of stitches, and my head comes in about 21.5, and I like to go about an inch smaller than 21.5, so it would be about 20. And when I measured, when I did all my stitches, it came out to be about 26. But since it needs to be an odd number, you either have to go with 27 or 25, which would make it smaller and tighter. I'm going to go with 27 only because I don't want to overstretch the stitches. So we're going to chain 27. So whatever your head circumference comes to about, you want to go about an inch smaller. But in this case, if it ends on an even, you're going to have to make it an odd number. So I'm going to chain 27. $27, so let's see where that comes to. So that comes to about 21, and with this it might even be 21.5. So now you're just going to follow your chain back and you're going to make a slip stitch. For round 2, we're going to chain 1, and we're going to work single crochets into the back loops only all the way around. And I will meet you at the end of round 2. At the end of round 2, go into your last stitch, and you're going to skip the chain 1, and you're going to single crochet into the first stitch that we made of round 2. For round 3, we're going to begin our linen stitch, and we are going to use this chain, the last chain of round 2, as our first chain of round 3. So we're going to start round 3 with a chain 1. And if you'd like to put a stitch marker in here, you can. I'm just going to use my tail as my guide to know when the rows come to an end. But we're going to chain 1, and we're going to skip the second stitch and single crochet into the third stitch. Chain 1, skip the 4th stitch and go into the 5th stitch, single crochet, chain 1, skip the 6th and go into the 7th, and that is going to be round 3 all the way around. We're going to chain 1 and skip a stitch and go into the next stitch. And I will see you at the end of round 3. When you get to the end of round 3, we're going to skip the last stitch, and we're going to chain 1, and we're going to go into the space between the 2 single crochets. And then you're going to chain 1 and find the next space in between the 2 single crochets, and you're going to make a single crochet into that space, and then chain 1. And then you're going to do this all the way to the end of round 5. And when you come to the end of round 5, you should end up almost about even. And then I am going to make a slip stitch into this top stitch just to kind of even it out before we start our last row. For round 6, I'm going to chain 1, and we're going to work into both of these spaces. So it's going to be split, if you can see, between the 2. Now you can work into the stitches, like these top stitches if you like, but they can be difficult, so I'm just going to work into the center of them. And we're going to make a single crochet into each stitch all the way around, or around the stitch. and you're going to make single crochets all the way around for round 6. And I will meet you at the end of round 6. When you come to the end of round 6, I'm going to go into the space right before the chain 1, make my last single crochet, and then I'm going to go into the top stitch, that first stitch. I'm skipping the chain 1 and making a slip stitch. And then we're going to cut our yarn and then we're just going to tuck our ends. And this is what it looks like all finished before I tuck my ends. And then I will see you after I finish tucking in all my ends. Here is the band all finished, and it fits very snugly. So 27 was a great number for 21.5-inch circumference head. So I would always go up instead of down, because I think if you would go down a stitch for the odd numbers, I think it would have ended up just a little bit snugger and it would have pulled all the stitches. So here it is. It turns out so cute, so warm, and I hope you enjoyed making this head warmer with me today, and I hope you take the time to make one. And until next time, eat, sleep, pray, and crochet. Thank you so much for watching.